Welcome dear friends to my Geotechnical Engineering Consultancy tips channel. This is my lecture on shallow and deep foundation types. That is, whenever we construct our foundations, basically it has been defined into two types, shallow and deep foundations. How the shallow foundation is defined is that we have to have a certain depth of footing and the correspondingly a width of the footing. Like, just for the sake of example, I am giving here. This is here and this is B. So what generally that all the textbooks and codes suggest worldwide is your DF, when if the DF is less than B, these are defined as shallow foundations, that is DF upon B ratio is less than equal to 1. And in between shallow and deep, there is a terminology known as moderately deep, which is being generally defined as with DF by B ratio as in between 1 to 15. And deep foundations are defined when this DF is at least greater than 15 times the width of the footing. What are the shallow type of foundations are? अगर हम छोटे मोटे कोई सिंगल डबल स्टोरी मकान बनाए हैं तो एक लोड बेयरिंग वॉल पे जो कि स्ट्रिप और कॉन्टिन्यूस फुटिंग कहलाती है आर बिल्ट इन एंड स्ट्रिप फुटिंग कैन बी ऑफ ब्रिक फुटिंग एंड कॉन्टिन्यूस फुटिंग can be of the kind of reinforced cement concrete strip footing. RCC strip footings are being provided when there are chances of a little bit of differential settlement occurring at the site. And in this very case, the length of the footing is lot many times greater than the width of the footing. What are the kinds of spread footing? Spread footings are, you can say, square or rectangular isolated column footings, which usually are being provided for 2, 3, 4 storied structures, say up to 5 storied structures. And what are the kind of circular foundations? These are of the ring or shell type. And in most of the overhead tank cases, this circular foundation can be annular or raft. Now, how do you differentiate between annular and raft is, okay, in annular, this is the portion where the concrete and reinforcement is being put in, and a raft foundation is a whole raft foundation in the circular raft with reinforcement placed all throughout the bottom of the circular raft with respective reinforcement as per the structural designer concerned. So usually the circular and full rafts, annular and full rafts, circular, annular and circular full rafts kind of foundations are being provided for the overhead tanks. Now, what is the raft or mat foundation? When you have to build a, say, multi-storied structure and your load requisitions are not being met with these shallow foundations and isolated column footing kind of foundations, then we have to go in for raft or mat foundations. Mat foundation supports a lot many columns on a single strip, the periphery of the structure, but raft foundation or mat foundation covers the entire area, transmitting all the live load, dead load and the self load of the structure through the number of columns which are being built on the raft foundation at the respective locations as per the layout of the building and necessity and needs of the columns where they have to be placed as per the structural load requirements of that very particular structure. Now, coming to the deep foundations. Deep foundations are of two kinds, pile foundations and well foundations. Pile foundations are usually being built in for multi-storied buildings. Now in some cases pile foundations are being built in for bridges also, and here we do have the swelling kind of properties in different zones of India, which I have already explained you all in the black cotton soil zone. You can go in for under-beam pile foundation. Pile foundations are of two kinds, board cast straight in situ piles and underlying pile foundations. Otherwise, there are timber piles, edge piles, other piles also, which I will be covering in one of my upcoming lectures very soon. And the well foundations are the foundations which usually are being given for bridges. Well foundations and caisson foundations are the one of the kinds of the deep foundations. And to conclude about this, what I have to say is your choice of the foundation actually depends upon the total load requirement of that very particular structure which is to be built at the site, the subsoil strata present beneath the soil for that very particular structure, the nature of the superstructure, and other specifications, that is the other special criteria and requirements of that very particular structure. I hope you would have loved watching my video about this topic, subject topic, shallow and deep foundations. Hope you will keep on subscribing to my channel. Thank you.